Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to this live stream. This is probably gonna be a little bit shorter because I'm sleepy. But I will be doing live human design readings in this live. So if you're interested in getting a reading with me, it covers your energy type, your authority, your profile, your definition, and your unconscious and conscious sun gates. They are $44. This is my information here. If you want one, let me know when you've paid and I will pull up your chart in real time and give you a reading. So what I wanted to talk about today, there's a few things, but I might only get to some of it. And the first thing is setting boundaries, because everyone talks about it, right? Everyone talks about having boundaries, setting healthy boundaries to protect your energy, to manage expectations, things like that. But I feel like no one ever tells you how to set healthy boundaries. Well, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that based on your energy type. And it's actually very simple. Something we've talked about before. Your strategy, when you are following it, which you should be, because again, we've talked about this, when you follow it, you will automatically be setting healthy boundaries with the people around you. That is what your strategy is there for. Well, part of what your strategy is there for. So for generators and manifesting generators, your strategy is to respond. And the way that this creates healthy boundaries, it lets you know what you are going to do, what is exciting for you and what is not exciting for you. What you now have the permission from yourself to go out and do, and what you should absolutely not do, what you should stay away from. This is more of a internal boundary setting. When it comes to other people, it's really just letting them know I'm going to do what excites me and that's just it. But usually for generators, it's more of an issue of them creating boundaries for themselves so they don't fall into people pleasing. And that is where your strategy of responding comes in. You are not responding to the people outside of you. You are not responding to the situations around you. You are responding to your sacral center. If your sacral center says yes, you go and do it. If your sacral center says no, you run the other direction. That creates a boundary between your logical mind and basically your truth, the truth of who you are. But so often, generators specifically will override the sensations in their body in favor of what's going on in their head because they want people to like them, because they want to be accepted, because they want to make other people happy. But at the same time, you're miserable. You're miserable. And the thing about being around a miserable person is that you can feel that. Even if they're doing something for you, if someone is miserable while they're doing something for you, it doesn't make you feel good. So you're making yourself miserable in order to make me happy, but I can feel your misery and it's not making me happy. So now we're both miserable. See how that don't really help the situation? Yeah. So you following your strategy of responding sets that boundary within yourself, allows you to do the things that excite you and light you up, and creates an energetic boundary for the people around you so that you are not stuck in this misery bubble, bringing everyone around you down because you're doing something that you don't want to do. Right? Cool. I hope that makes sense. So let's go on to manifesting generators. Everything that I said about responding before applies to you. But because you are a hybrid of manifestors and generators, there's a little bit more to it for you specifically. So part of your strategy, in addition to responding, is informing. And you know what? I'm going to put manifestors in this too. So this is for manifestors and manifesting generators. You need to respond. You need to inform. And this is so important for the people around you. Remember how I said with generators, the responding is more of an internal boundary? For manifestors and manifesting generators, you informing now creates an external boundary with the people around you. And this is for a few reasons. Number one, you don't like being told what to do. You don't like being told what to do. You don't like being put into a box. So when you use your voice and you inform the people around you what you are about to do, what you're feeling, what your plan is, if you have one, you don't have to have one, you are now letting them know, I'm not asking you for permission. Kate, that's not what this is. I am telling you that this is what is going to happen. If you are interested in helping me, if you are interested in coming on this journey with me, that's fine. Great. I'd love to have you. But this is what's happening. I'm going to keep it $1.98 because I don't need your 2 cents. This is where I'm going. This is what we're doing. Take it or leave it. That's it. So when you are informing people, you are literally creating an energetic boundary around your plan and what you have decided that you are going to do for you. So now everyone around you knows, okay, well, she or he has already decided to do this thing. So, we'll just live with it. We'll just accept it. And that'll be what it is. But if you are not informing people, if you are a manifestor or a manifesting generator, and you are not informing people, you are not using your voice, they have no idea what's going on with you. So they're going to try and deter you from doing things that they think are unsafe or not logical because they might operate in a completely different way from you, which internally makes you feel angry because, again, you don't like being told what to do, but you're not telling them. You are not voicing your opinion. You're not voicing how you're feeling. So you can't get mad at them for doing what they're doing because you have not told them that that is not okay. Because you have not told them that I'm going to do what I'm going to do regardless. So, I want to be very empathetic here because this can be hard. This can be a difficult skill to master, especially if you have not done it for your entire life, to just, wake up one day and say, okay, well, I'm just going to, start informing and it's going to be great. For some people, it might not be that easy. So I want to have some compassion here for anyone who's in that situation. But the fact of the matter is, you got to put on your big girl panties. And if you have to baby step yourself into doing it, that's fine. But you got to move forward. Like, we have to start inching our way towards autonomy with the things that we have decided to do as manifestors and manifesting generators. Because again, everyone's waiting for us. If you are a manifestor especially, but also a manifesting generator, everyone is waiting for you. You are the ones who are able to initiate, that are able to start things. So if you're not going first, no, we don't have anyone to follow. We can't all be followers. I'm sorry, that's not how it works. Somebody has to go first, and that is you. So you following your strategy and informing the people around you about what you're doing is so important, not just for you, but also for us. Because we're following your lead, literally. So it's a tough job. I know, but somebody's got to do it, and it's got to be you. Sorry. Okay, so we did generators, we did manifestors and manifesting generators. Let's go on to reflectors. Now, boundary setting and following your strategy for reflectors is probably of the utmost importance because you are so sensitive. You are so easily influenced and easily conditioned that if you are not setting boundaries with your energy and with your time, it's not great. It's not a good time. So your strategy is to wait a 28-day cycle. And this is because you're not meant to make hard and fast decisions. So letting the people around you know, I need time. If you have something you want me to do, if you have something you want me to make a decision on, you need to let me know at least a month in advance. Because if you don't, the answer is automatically going to be no, because I cannot rush myself into making a decision. I cannot rush myself into clarity. I'm not going to do that because it is not good for me. It is not healthy for me. That is the boundary that you need to be setting with yourself and with the people around you. And I know for reflectors this can be really difficult because you are so vulnerable, because you are so open, but that's also the reason why it's so important for you to do it. And you might feel like you're letting people down. Part of you might feel like, oh, I'm being unreasonable. I don't care. I I don't care what other people think of you. I don't care if it seems like you're just being extra or you're just being dramatic. You're not. You're not. You're doing what you need to do for you. And that's all your strategy is for every single energy type. What your strategy is you doing what is best for you and what you need to do for you. You cannot worry about putting someone else's oxygen mask on before you put your own on. You can't do that. That's not, it may seem selfless. It may seem like you're doing the right thing, but in the long run, you are hurting yourself and you are hindering the growth of the people around you. So you have to ensure that you are putting your peace, putting yourself first. And a big part of that is following your strategy. So, I was on reflectors. For reflectors, that means giving yourself time, giving yourself the luxury of time because you need it. You need it. It's not an option. It's not a bonus. It's not an extra. For you, time is a necessity. A necessity. It's not, that is a deal breaker for you. That should absolutely be a deal breaker. And that is a very strong boundary that needs to be set between you as a reflector and the people around you. Do not let anyone or anything rush you into making a decision. I don't care who they are. So that's that. Okay, so projectors. So for projectors, and I will say for projectors and reflectors, it's very similar. Boundaries are extremely important for you. And for you as a projector, your strategy is to wait for the invitation. Now, we've talked about your aura before. If you are a projector, you have a penetrating aura. You see people very clearly. And that can be very jarring for someone who is not used to it or who is not ready for it. So when you are waiting for the invitation, you are setting a boundary that I am only going to offer my help and or guidance to you when you have shown me that you are ready to hear it. Because what you're not going to do is come to me with a problem and then I give you the solution and you throw it back in my face. What? No. That's what we're not going to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to hone my zone of genius. I'm going to work my little 2 to 4 hours a day. I'm going to share my wisdom and knowledge on a public platform and show the world that I am here and that I am ready to guide. And when you feel like you are ready to grow, when you feel like you are ready to move forward and receive the guidance that you require and desire from me, you can go ahead and extend an invitation. But I am not going to offer up my good energy, my wisdom, my guidance before you have proven that you are open and receptive to it. Because now I'm wasting both of our times, and I do not have time to waste. No, ma'am. I shan't. And that's exactly how I need you as a projector to look at things. Your wisdom and guidance is so valuable. It cannot be given to just anybody. They need to prove that they are not only worthy of it, but that they are ready to hear it. And when I say worthy, I don't mean like they have to do things to like be worthy. I mean that they need to show you that they are ready to accept it. They need to come to you and give you the invitation to give them this guidance. Because now they have opened themselves up to it. And they're not going to throw it back in your face. It's not going to end up in a situation where you now feel slighted or where you now feel undervalued or underappreciated. Because that is not what we want. That is not what I want for you. Anyone, really. But especially for projectors, because validation and recognition is so important to you and for you. That is not a situation that I want you to be in. Okay, so I do want to talk about one other thing. And that is this idea of being a victim to, not necessarily a victim to like society or circumstances or anything like that, but just seeing how powerful you are. That's a better way of describing it. How powerful you are in regards to your energy type. Because I feel like the society that we live in can feel very disempowering. We don't feel as though we have a lot of control over the things that happen or occur around us, which is part of why I think things are the way that they are, but that's a whole different conversation. So for each energy type, I really want to express to you exactly how powerful you are. And I really want you to carry this. If you don't take anything else away from my content, I really want you to take this away from it. So let's start with manifestors. If you are a manifestor, you are not here to follow the cookie cutter path. You are not here to be following, period, but you're not here to be following everyone else's rules, everyone else's idea of what is right and what is wrong, of what is good for you and what is not good for you. You are literally inspiration in human form. And it makes no sense for the people who are meant to be out in front leading, taking direction from everyone else. So the message that I want to give to the manifestors is that you create your own rules. You create your own path. That is what you're here for. That is what you are here to do. The rest of us are waiting for you. The rest of us are following you. We're following in your footsteps. And like I said a little bit earlier, you have to go first. You know you better than anyone else. And it's up to you to really dig down into yourself and discover, what do I want? What do I want? And how do I want to get there? Not how did my mom get there? Not how did my sister get there? Not how did Becky down the street get there? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. How do you want to get there? What impact do you want to make? What change do you want to create? What movements do you want to start? That is all that matters. And you have the ability as a manifestor to decide that, to decide today, I am going to create my own rules. I am done following everyone else's idea of what I should do. Because how far has that gotten you now? You know? Okay, so let's go to projectors. Yeah, let's go to projectors. Projectors, you are non-sacral beings. You don't have all the energy. You don't have the ability or the capacity to go for 8 hours, 12 hours, day after day after day. And the message that you have been getting from society since the moment that you were born is that if you want to be successful, you have to work hard. You have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You have to do the work. You have to do the hard things day in and day out. And then in 65 years, you'll eventually be able to retire and live the good life. And that does not work for you. Can you force yourself to do it? Absolutely. You can do whatever you want. But it's not going to be fulfilling for you. And it's not going to feel good. You, as a projector, have the ability to experience immense success and immense fulfillment just by doing whatever it is that you have energy for. You do not have to work yourself to the bone to be successful. You don't. You don't. If that was required of you, you would have a motor center defined, and you don't. Because you don't need it. What is this song? Oh. You don't need it. You get to do the bare minimum and still be as successful as you want. when you allow yourself to get immersed and to saturate yourself in the things that you are inspired by, the things that interest you, and you share those things, you share what you're learning, you share what you're being inspired by publicly for others to see you, you will draw in the people that need your wisdom and need your guidance. And that is where your success comes from. Not from other people, but from you immersing yourself in the things that are inspiring, that you are passionate about. Immersing yourself in those things, sharing what you learn, and other people recognizing, oh, wait, that's the person that I need to help me. That's the person who has the answers I need. That's the person I need to talk to because I want to feel like that. I want to feel what they're feeling. I want to know what they have to say. I want to know what they know. And that is where your success comes from. It doesn't come from hustling. It doesn't come from pushing or forcing or working 12, 15-hour days. That's not it. And what's so hilarious is that you'll hear older people talk about this a lot, like, oh, I did this and, I turned out fine. I look at my mom's life. I look at the life that my grandparents had, that my dad has. Not to say that they have bad lives, but that is not the life that I would choose for myself. When I see how hard my father has to work, when I see how hard my stepfather has to work, I don't want that life. I don't want that. So if I do what you did, from logical thinking will tell me that in 30 years, I'll be where you are. And I don't want that. So if I want something different, wouldn't that mean I have to do something different? Right? So, we're on projectors, right? Yeah, we're on projectors. I'm just rambling. Yeah. So for you, it's not about working until your fingers bleed. It's not about doing all of the things so you can get just a scrap of what you are desiring. You get to do what you have the energy for. You get to immerse yourself in the things that are inspiring to you. And because you allow yourself to do that, you get to experience all of the success that you desire. And that is the message that I have for projectors. Okay, let's do generators and manifesting generators. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a professional dancer. Now, I was a big kid. And people would always tell me, oh, if you want to be a dancer, you got to lose weight. They don't like fat dancers. And it really discouraged me to the point that I stopped dancing once I got to college because I was like, I'm never going to be, the skinny ballerina girl. So clearly dance isn't for me. I should just let this go. And when I think about when I quit dance and how it made me feel, I'm reminded that there are millions of people around the world every day who quit the things that excite them, who quit the things that light them up because, number one, someone told them it wasn't possible, or number two, someone told them that they weren't good enough, or that you can't make money doing what you love. You can't find a good job doing what you love. And that is of utmost importance, finding a good job so you can pay your bills and take care of your family. You got to get a good job. If that ain't the biggest load of horse manuta I have ever heard in my life. Ever in my life. The message that I have for generators and manifesting generators. Your life is meant to be filled to the brim with things that excite you. With things that light you up. Because I don't care how good your job is. I don't care how much your job pays you. If it makes you miserable, who's really winning here? Is it you? Are you miserable and winning? Is that how that works? Because that's not true for me. As a manifesting generator, as a 3-5 manifesting generator, if I am miserable, I ain't winning. And I do not lose. So now I know something needs to shift. So my message for you is that if your life is not making you happy, if the things that you are doing are not bringing you joy, excitement, fulfillment, satisfaction, you have my permission to let that shit go. Drop it like a hot potato, like a hot comb. Because that's the magic of being a generator and a manifesting generator. You have such an ability to move and to do all of the things. You create magic, you create energy, you create movement whenever you allow yourself to just do the things that excite you, to do the things that light you up. Do you understand how magnetic you are to other people when you are doing something that you absolutely enjoy? And if you have a generator or a manifesting generator in your life, I challenge you to find something that they love and have them do it in front of you and just watch them. It's one of the most amazing things that I have ever seen. A generator in their element, a manifesting generator in their element. It's beautiful. It's literal. It's amazing. And it's inspiring to have the capacity to hold all of that energy, to hold all of that excitement, to hold so much passion and life and creativity. Do not deny yourself that because someone told you it wasn't possible, because someone told you it wouldn't make you any money, because someone told you that you wouldn't survive if you did. Don't deny yourself the pleasure that you deserve, the pleasure that you were born to experience because someone else doesn't think you can do it. Don't let them dim your light because they dimmed their own. I'm about to start crying and we're not going to cry on TikTok. No, we're not. No, the fuck we're not. Okay. Okay, so last thing is reflectors. Former professional dancer, I get you. I left because it wasn't making me happy anymore. Yes. And I've heard that from a lot of professional dancers, that there's so much stress and there's so much pressure, and I don't understand because I've never been a professional dancer, but I understand. And if it wasn't making you happy, you made the absolute right decision by leaving. So I love you for that. I honor you for that, because that can also be a very scary thing to do, to leave something, especially if you've been there for a long time, if you're comfortable in that position, if it's literally something that's always been a part of you. To make the decision to leave is probably one of the scariest things in the world. Because then it's like, oh, what's next? What is this song? Good Lord. Okay. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, reflectors. Okay, so reflectors. A lot of people will tell you, this is a big thing for a lot of people, that consistency is key. Consistency, showing up every day, doing the work, that is how you be successful. No. For some people, sure. For generators and manifesting generators, sure. For projectors, absolutely. If you're a reflector, consistency is not something that you need to worry yourself about. You are an open vessel. You are a clear channel. You are completely open. You are completely undefined. Your ability to be as empathic as you are, to be as sensitive as you are, you get to hold everyone else's energy, everyone else's trauma, everyone else's pain, everyone else's joy, everyone else's excitement and creativity and inspiration. You get to hold and experience all of that. Every single day, you get to wake up and allow life to surprise and delight you. Depending on who you're around, depending on what situation you are in, you get to sample all of the different textures and tastes of life because you are so open, because you are pulling things in from every single one of your centers. And if you take the mainstream advice of being consistent or trying to fit one specific box, you are cutting yourself off from everything in life that is here to surprise and delight you. And that is nothing but disappointment. Because if you take, imagine you have a jar, right? An empty jar. It's clean, it's clear, you can see right through it, yeah? That's a reflector. Now fill that jar up with dirt and sand and water. So now you've got this cloudy, muddy glass that you can't see through anymore. That's what happens for reflectors when they decide that they need to buckle down and just be consistent. Where they need to cut themselves off from their sensitivity and cut themselves off from their environment and cut themselves off from everything that they experience every day and just be one way. You are literally muddying up your experience of life because you are allowing other people to tell you who you are or who you should be or how you should act in order to get where you want to go. When you are allowing them to stomp all over your creativity, not your sensitivity, because they see it as a weakness. When in actuality, it is your strength. To do what you do as a reflector, the sheer capability that you have to hold space for every single person is astounding. You literally, I don't think, and the reason I say this is because I'm currently getting my master's in marriage and family therapy. So I have clients that I see for my practicum, and they'll come in and they'll talk about the things that have traumatized them, the things that they have experienced in their life. And I feel their pain and I feel the emotion that they experience when they talk about these things. And it makes me want to cry. I'm sitting there and I'm trying to be, the cool, calm, and detached therapist, but on the inside I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? Who did this to you? And that's me experiencing the emotions of one client. As a reflector, you can feel and experience the emotions and energy and creativity and passion and pain of an entire room full of people. You get to hold all of that and not explode. Are you kidding me? What? I'm sorry. Explain to me how that's not amazing. Explain to me how you're not a fucking magician. Because that shit's hard. And y'all do it naturally. You don't even have to think about this shit. You do not even have to think about it. You can be in a room full of people and immediately, just from being near them, you know who's not being authentic. You know who is in a relationship that isn't good for them. You know who is dimming their light because you can see it. You can see it and you can feel it and you're like, wait, the vibe that I'm getting from you is literally half of what I am feeling from you. So I know there's a place where you're not being true to yourself because I see your true self and I can see that there's something you're holding back. I'm rambling. But basically my message for reflectors, stop muddying up your experience of life. allow yourself to be sensitive. Allow yourself to flow with your environment, to flow with what is going on around you. Because that is literally your job. That is literally the magic that you have as a reflector, is to show all of us where we're not being true to who we actually are. But if you're not there to reflect it and we're not paying attention, how are we going to know? So that's that's all for this live. I'm going to go and hang out with some friends for my birthday. But I hope that this made sense. I hope that this was helpful. Y'all know I ramble, so would you also, if you want to see the replays of these live streams, I do post them on my YouTube channel. So if you ever, I've gone live like every day this week. So if you want to see the replays, my YouTube channel is in my TikTok bio. So just like click on the little YouTube link and all the live streams are there if you want to rewatch them. It's so hard because people think we're flip-floppers. Yeah. Unauthentic. Yeah. Fuck them. They can, people, and that's another thing. That is another thing. There are so many people who will call you inauthentic or will say that you're being, that's the new thing. You're being fake. You're a fake ass bitch, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. You don't even have to, and this is for every energy type, you don't have to give those people any of your attention. Because most of the people who are saying these things are living out of alignment with their own energy type. Probably don't even know what human design is. So how are you going to tell me that I'm living authentic when, baby, knowing good and well that you're not living in alignment either. You're not being authentic either. And we just don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I personally don't give a fuck about anyone who has anything to say about what I'm doing in a negative way. Like if someone's trying to, give constructive criticism, I'm open to it. But anyone who's like, oh, you're fake, you're unauthentic, you're not da 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 whoop de whoop. Okay. Was you gonna say something, or you done? You good? Okay, cool. Especially for reflectors, don't pay them no never mind. Because the fact of the matter is you don't have one label of who you are. You don't have one definition of who I am. That's just not who you are. Whoever you need to be, whoever you feel like being in the moment, that's who you are. Maybe that's different from who I was yesterday. Oh well, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Who gonna check me, boo? Who gonna check me, boo? Mind the business that pays you. Hell, getting me all hot in this car. I'm kidding. Happy birthday. Thank you. I'm excited. Okay, so that's all. That's all I want to say. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. I'll probably go live tomorrow. I'm gonna see y'all then. Hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next live.